Imagine this: you're standing beneath a towering giant of iron, 324 meters tall, as it stretches endlessly into the blue Parisian sky. Welcome, my friends, to the Eiffel Tower. Today, we're not just taking a tour, we're diving deep into the epic saga of this incredible structure. From the fiery debates that surrounded its birth during the 1889 World's Fair to the shimmering beacon of culture and art it has become today, this is no ordinary tale. Why was it so controversial? How did something once deemed a temporary eyesore become one of the most beloved landmarks in the world? We'll uncover all that and more, exploring the fascinating history, revolutionary design, the mind-boggling challenges of its construction, and how it's adapted through the ages to remain a global icon. So, grab your virtual walking shoes, as VoyageVault presents the history behind the Eiffel Tower. Picture this: the late 1800s in Paris, a city pulsing with anticipation and the hustle and bustle of preparations for the grand 1889 World's Fair. This wasn't just any event. It was a celebration marking a century since the storming of the Bastille, an event that changed the course of French history. And what better way to spotlight this monumental anniversary than with something equally monumental? Enter the idea of the Eiffel Tower, a giant iron structure that would soon become the fair's stunning centerpiece. But not everyone was ready to embrace this bold new landmark. Initially, the Eiffel Tower was far from beloved. In fact, it stirred quite a bit of controversy among Parisians and intellectuals of the time. Some of France's leading artists and thinkers called it a monstrosity, a gigantic black smokestack that would overshadow the city's historic beauty. They couldn't imagine the Paris skyline with such a modern, industrial-looking structure dominating the view. Petitions were signed, fierce debates filled the cafes and newspapers. Everyone had an opinion about this radical tower. Despite the uproar, Gustave Eiffel pressed on. He and his team knew they weren't just building a tower, they were engineering a beacon of modernity. The Eiffel Tower was to be a symbol of technological advancement and artistic bravery. It stood not just as a mere attraction but as a bold declaration of France's industrial prowess and a bridge to the future of architecture and engineering. As the tower took shape, something remarkable happened. The very people who criticized it began to see it in a new light. Was it possible that this iron giant was more than just an eyesore? Indeed, as the 1889 World's Fair opened, the tower dazzled millions of visitors who ascended its platforms to see Paris from heights never before possible. The initial disdain turned to admiration, and slowly, the Eiffel Tower won hearts, becoming the beloved icon we know today. So, as we explore its towering structure and the stories etched in its iron, let's remember the Eiffel Tower as a testament to the era's audacity and the symbol of a city that, much like the tower itself, has continually reached towards the future. As the Eiffel Tower transformed from a controversial project to a cherished landmark, it wasn't just public opinion that evolved. The architectural brilliance and innovative design behind this towering structure began to captivate and inspire. Now, let's shift our focus from its historical backdrop to the very essence of what makes the tower so extraordinary, its design and architecture. Meet Gustave Eiffel, the visionary engineer behind this iconic structure. Eiffel wasn't new to groundbreaking projects. His past triumphs included constructing the internal framework for none other than the Statue of Liberty. With the Eiffel Tower, he was set to cement his reputation as one of the great minds of his era. What sets the Eiffel Tower apart isn't just its immense height or the boldness of its presence, it's the architectural ingenuity that holds it all together. The tower is a marvel of what's known as the architectural style of structural expressionism, where the form is defined by its function and the materials used. Eiffel and his team pioneered the use of puddled iron, a type of wrought iron that was both flexible and strong. This choice was revolutionary, enabling the tower's slender spire and intricate lattice work that could withstand the fierce winds at such heights without the bulkiness of traditional materials like stone. But how did they manage to erect something so colossal using the technology of the 1800s? This is where the brilliance of engineering really comes into play. The construction of the Eiffel Tower was a logistical marvel. The tower was assembled using more than 18,000 individual iron pieces, joined together by 2.5 million rivets. This was done with such precision that the parts, prefabricated in Eiffel's factory on the outskirts of Paris, fit together flawlessly on site. The use of scaffolding and cranes was limited due to the tower's height and the weight of the iron. Instead, Eiffel used hydraulic jacks and meticulously planned the sequence of assembly to ensure the tower's stability at every stage of construction. It was a ballet of engineering, with each iron piece serving a specific structural purpose, showcasing not just aesthetic elegance but also functional brilliance. As we look closer at the intricate latticework, let's appreciate not just the tower's beauty but also the forward thinking that made such a design possible. The Eiffel Tower wasn't just built, it was engineered to stand the test of time, integrating beauty with the latest technological advancements of its day. As we've marveled at the architectural ingenuity and technological advancements Gustave Eiffel employed in designing the Eiffel Tower, it becomes even more impressive when we consider the monumental challenges faced during its construction. Let's delve into the complexities that transformed the Eiffel Tower from a daring concept into a triumphant reality. Imagine the scene: Paris in the late 1880s, bustling with the excitement of the upcoming World's Fair. At the heart of this buzz was the construction of the Eiffel Tower, which presented a logistical puzzle of epic proportions. Coordinating the delivery and assembly of 18,038 individual pieces of iron was akin to building the world's largest jigsaw puzzle, except each piece weighed over a ton and had to be hoisted and fixed hundreds of meters above the ground. The logistics of simply moving these massive iron parts from Eiffel's factory to the construction site in the center of Paris were daunting. The pieces were transported through the narrow city streets on horse-drawn carts, a feat that required meticulous planning and precision. Once at the site, each piece had to be carefully positioned and riveted in place, demanding an unprecedented level of coordination among the workforce. Speaking of precision, engineering the Eiffel Tower was a task that left no room for error. The structure's stability depended on the exact alignment of every bolt and plate. Engineers used theodolites, precision instruments for measuring angles in horizontal and vertical planes, to ensure that each section was perfectly aligned. This meticulous attention to detail was crucial, especially as the tower reached dizzying heights, where even a small miscalculation could have catastrophic results. The timeline added yet another layer of complexity. The tower had to be completed in time for the 1889 World's Fair, giving Eiffel and his team just over 2 years to finish a project that seemed almost impossible by contemporary standards. The workforce peaked at 300 laborers, who worked tirelessly, often in shifts, to meet the tight deadline. Despite the immense pressure and the public skepticism, this dedicated team not only met the deadline but completed the tower ahead of schedule, in just 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days, a testament to their hard work and determination. The challenges of constructing the Eiffel Tower were immense, from logistical nightmares to engineering feats, all under the watchful eyes of a doubtful world. Yet, through innovative techniques and sheer willpower, Eiffel and his team not only overcame these obstacles but also succeeded in erecting a structure that would become a global icon and a symbol of human ingenuity and resilience. Having explored the monumental challenges overcome during the construction of the Eiffel Tower, it's clear that this structure is not merely a feat of engineering. Its story didn't end with its completion. Rather, that was just the beginning. As we move forward, let's explore how the Eiffel Tower has evolved and adapted through the decades, playing pivotal roles and undergoing transformations that have reinforced its status as an enduring symbol of innovation and beauty. During the tumultuous times of the World Wars, the Eiffel Tower assumed a role far beyond being a mere landmark. It became a critical strategic asset. In World War I, the tower was used as a radio transmission tower to intercept enemy communications, proving to be an invaluable tool in the Allied war effort. Again in World War II, it played a significant role. At one point, the lifts were even disabled to prevent German soldiers from easily accessing the summit. The tower's height and prominent position made it an ideal location for broadcasting and surveillance, turning it into a silent but formidable participant in the war efforts. As the world changed, so did the Eiffel Tower. It has seen numerous renovations and modernizations to keep up with the times and ensure its safety and aesthetic appeal. One of the most visually striking modifications was the installation of a dazzling lighting system. First illuminated by gas lamps, and eventually by 20,000 bulbs that make it sparkle every night, the tower transitioned from being a beacon of industrial-age ironwork to a luminous icon visible across the Parisian skyline. These updates were not just cosmetic. Essential renovations have also been carried out to protect the ironwork and the structure's overall integrity, ensuring that it continues to stand strong against the elements. Beyond its physical transformations, the cultural impact of the Eiffel Tower is immeasurable. It has inspired countless artists, from painters like Georges Seurat and Robert Delaunay, who immortalized it in their work, to filmmakers who use its grandeur as a backdrop for both romance and intrigue. The tower's unique silhouette has become synonymous with Paris itself, embodying the spirit of innovation and the arts. It's not just a structure of iron, it's a muse, a point of pride, and a source of inspiration for millions around the world. In this way, the Eiffel Tower is more than just an architectural achievement. It is a living, evolving entity that reflects the historical, technological, and cultural dynamism of the society that surrounds it. As we've journeyed through the extraordinary evolution of the Eiffel Tower, we've witnessed its transformation from a temporary exhibit, initially met with skepticism and slated for demolition, to a cherished icon that stands tall as a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. This towering structure not only defines the Paris skyline but also embodies the spirit of innovation and cultural heritage that resonates globally. As we wrap up, it's clear that the Eiffel Tower's legacy is as monumental as its iron lattice framework. It's more than just an architectural marvel, it's a symbol of creativity and endurance that continues to inspire and captivate millions. If you can't get enough of incredible stories behind iconic landmarks, click below to watch our video on the history behind the Colosseum. Thank you so much for watching. This is VoyageVault signing off.